jewel of Greece, the capital of a country with an ancient and modern past. London, Paris, New York, Budapest, Vienna. None of you come before Athens, but none of you, says a song, and there is truth in it. The Acropolis stands like a lighthouse for all civilizations, and Athens by night. The dreamlike aspect of Athens with its luxurious hotels in Sindarma Square. The Grand Bretagne Hotel, King George Hotel,
Λαγοκοιμάσαι με τη φρόνη.
Athens Hotel and others.
Λογικεύεις το παράλογο. Λεβεντογέννε. Λαογέννητη κόρη. Λάγαρη. Παρθένα ζήνη. Λιμάνι αιώνιας άνοιξης.
Lambent. You enter freely where you choose.
Athens by night is indeed magical. The stream of lights provides a thrilling spectacle. Everything here takes on a fairy-like aspect.
Hope.
On Sindarma Square is today's parliament, lit up as if it were taking part in the night revelry. Next to the parliament is the metro, a highly modern, spacious underground station built to European standards. Artifacts, real or copies, which are on display, give the place glamour and splendor. The station areas are vast and stylish, highlighting the cultural environment. The metro has indeed opened up new horizons for the Athenian public. The Academy at night has its own dreamlike colour. It conjures up images of antiquity and glory. The columns, the depictions on the pediments, and the statues are an impressive sight when lit up at night.
Βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βοηθεύει άγγελε μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βηματοδότρα της καρδιάς μου, βοηθεύει άγγελε μου, βηματοδότρα.
The roads next to the columns of the temple of Olympian Zeus are well lit up and bustling with movement and life.
Μπάλσαμος της μοναξιάς μου, βοήθεια μου μοναδική.
εσύ και δυνάμει μου βρίσκεσαι όπου κι αν κοιτώ, βλέμμα γλυκιά μου, θύμηση μου, βράδυ πρωί σαπώ.
Athens at night excites not just the natives, but more particularly foreign tourists who pay a visit on a daily basis. Lights, lights, lights. Millions of lights turn night into day, and the harsh reality gives way to dreams. The dream of Athens by night, where the myth blends in with the modern, a starting point for a superior life. Area around the Acropolis, and the buildings are lit up in a festive fashion. The Acropolis at night looks like a star that sheds its light on the surrounding area and on all humanity. The Parthenon was constructed in 490 BC, at the time of Pericles, by the architects ATHENS and Callicrates, under the supervision of the greatest sculptor of all times, Phidias, who also crafted many of the sculptures. The Parthenon was built from marble on Mount Pendeli. Here we can see the Athens Observatory, sharing good company with the other historical sites around it. In the distance is Lycabettus Hill, bathed in its special lighting tonight. Athens at night captivates and reveals the night attractions that any modern European city possesses. At sunrise, Athens wakes up. Steeped in beauty and history, it welcomes the people who go about their everyday work. The thousands of buildings, most of them modern, create quite an impression. A European capital where anything can happen and where everything imposes a vision of reality. The heart of Athens beats in these fantastic buildings. The luxurious hotels, the historical sites, and famous nightclubs, all of which characterize this historical city. Sindarma Square, Lycabettus Hill, the Hilton, and many churches.
Νεράιδα μου και συντροφιά να νουρίσμα γλυκιά δροσιά νοσταλγική μου παρουσία.
Here is the well-known Theseum, well preserved, and the columns of the temple of Olympian Zeus.
Να μας ζωής ευλογημένο, άξερες πως σε περιμένω.
The Philopappus monument, dating back to 115 BC, was dedicated to the Roman consul Philopappus. It has a prominent position on the hill on which it stands. Keramikos with the magnificent bull made of marble dating to the 4th century BC. The Keramikos Cemetery. The Herod Atticus Theatre, as it is today, hosts cultural events at certain times in the year.
Άξερες πως σε περιμένω, να μας ζωείς ευλογημένο.
Again, the Acropolis. Again, at the heart of the Parthenon. Here where classicism achieved grandeur. Here where God enlightened the spirit and gave inspiration to men. The Parthenon, an internal symbol for humanity. The Parthenon, a bright star for every thinking person. The Parthenon, the beginning of man's history. And now, the caryatids, which bear the weight of the marble roof. In the Acropolis Museum, there are exhibits of incalculable value, exquisite works of art. The caryatids.
Ξημέρωμα γλυκό στα όνειρά μου, ξαγρύπνησα εσένα προσμένο, σε καθαρή μορφή και συντροφιά μου.
The three-bodied devil.
Ξημέρωμα γλυκό στα
The
όνειρά
lion.
ξερίζωσες
Serpent.
στην πίκρα ξανά
Marble sphinx.
σε μένα τη ζωή.
A dog.
Κούραση σε αγάπη
And other ancient artifacts from a glorious classical
σε
era.
μένα τη ζωή.
Ξεκίνησμα στολής, Άγια μορφή.
Ξαγύπνησα εσένα προσμένο, σε καθαρή μορφή και συντροφιά μου. Ξανά σας μας τη μνήμη σας αφέρνω, ξημέρωμα γλυκό στα όνειρά.
Marble horses. We can also see the charming statue of the calf bearer, or Moschophoros, a work dating to 570 BC.
Στα όνειρά μου ξερίζωσες της μοναξιάς την πίκρα, ξανά φέρε σε μένα τη ζωή. Ξεκούραση σε αγάπη βρήκα, ξανά φέρε σε μένα.
The goddess Athena in the Battle of the Giants, depicted on a mito dating to 525 BC. Kuri and other votive offerings. Athens Archaeological Museum. Magnificent frescoes, figurines, wild animals, and clay artifacts. a plethora of clay artifacts that served the needs of the ancient people. Many clay vessels painted with exquisite shapes and representations. Clay jugs, idols, oil lamps, and every kind of object. Here, ancient art begins with ancient craftsmanship and reaches modern limits. The result is impressive.
Για σένα αγάπη, μάθε μου το βαθύ μυστικό σου, μίλησέ μου για σένα αγάπη.
A number of shells, precious stones and gold artifacts. Gold ornaments that look as if they had been made today. Here, the fantasy of the artists transcends all boundaries.
Στον λογισμό σου, με λιστά λακτή αμβροσία του είναι, μεταξία ένα ισκαράς, μήνυμα ζωής μοναδικό. Για σένα αγάπη, μίλησέ μου για σένα αγάπη. Κλείσε μες στους διάβλους των λογισμών σου, με λιστά λακτή αμβροσία του είναι, μεταξία ένα ισκαράς, μήνυμα ζωής μοναδικό. Μίλησέ μου για σένα αγάπη, μίλησέ μου για σένα αγάπη.
Gold masks. Gold face mask of the Mycenaean king Agamemnon. War sword and other instruments. The Iron Age in all its splendor. bronze horse with rider, 2nd century BC.
Και πετάμε ψηλά σαν λεφτά περιστέρια. Εμείς ένα τόπι μικρό τόσο δα, κι η Ευρώπη κι ο κόσμος μπροστά. Ένα τόπι στα χέρια. Εμείς σε ένα τόπι.
Poseidon of Artemisia, ready to throw the trident or a bolt of thunder. An adolescent boy of Marathon, bronze work by Praxiteles. Goddess Aphrodite.
Με χιλιάδες τραγούδια στο στόμα. Πιάνω πράσινο χρώμα και λαϊδούνε τα ειδόνια.
Ancient masks, numerous statues that fill the National Archaeological Museum.
Πιάνω κόκκινο χρώμα σαν ματοκαταιγίδες. Φτιάχνουμε καινούριο κόσμο με άσπρα γαλάζια.
Here, the classical is showcased in its natural dimension. Here, human thought completes its mission.
Ωκεανέ, βαθικίανε των ταξιδιών μου, οραϊσμά και φέγγος των λογισμών μου. Ωραιότητα αμάραγη, θυνιατήρια αναμένω. Ωραιότητα αμάραγη, θυνιατήρια αναμένω. Ώρες, μέρες, χρόνια. Ώρες, μέρες, χρόνια. Μια ζωή σε περιμένω, μια ζωή σε περιμένω. Ώσπου να'ρθεις, ώσπου να'ρθεις, αγάπη μου μοναδική.
And now before us is the ancient stadium as it is today.
Ουράνια μουσική, ότι γλυκονανούρισμα ουράνια μουσική.
The Athens Cathedral, the old Parliament building and the statue of Theodore Kolokotronis in the courtyard.
Γλυκονανούρισμα, ότι γλυκονανούρισμα, ότι γλυκονανούρισμα. Ουράνια μουσική, ουράνια
The
μουσική.
Sapion Megara,
Ουράνια μουσική.
Nicomedes Hill, and the Acropolis in all its grandeur.
Μουσική.